never forget how you made them feel. Hello, Limitless family. Thank you so much for joining me for this last Monday of July. Can you believe what month it has been? And before you know it, the summer is over. Let's look at what we built this month. We spoke about being kind, not just nice as a parent. We learned the power of showing up and showing up fully. We also discovered how discipline can be with love. And through all of it, the whole month, we talk about how you are the model your kids will be following. So today, I want to bring it all together and then I'll send it to you for next month and what I'm planning to do then. Because the truth is, everything you build inside your home is the foundation that your child will carry outside of it into friendships, into belonging, into every single room that they will walk in without you. So, right now, please drop in the chat if sometimes your heart is aching just thinking about your kids out there in the world, because mine does. And I want to talk about that. There are three things I want to cover today. First is that belonging is born at home. Then I want to talk about connections because it's a skill that you actually teach. And the third thing I want to cover is that the most confident kids are the ones who feel that they belong. And I want you all to learn how to grow into this. So let's start with belonging starts at home. Here's something we get backwards. We think that the world gives our children a sense of belonging. The right friends, the right teams, the right groups that they can chat with, but it doesn't. Belonging isn't something the world hands to your child. It's something you build, but you really build at home first, and then they carry it outside. A child who belongs at home walks into the world already ready and full. And that fullness changes everything because the child who belongs at home takes healthy risks. Healthy risks. They discover that rejection is not everything and they can continue to recover from it. They don't beg the world to approve them because they're not running on empty. They are hunting for worth, whether they can find it. Now, I want you to picture two kids left out of the same group chat. One kid feels rock solid at home, and the other runs on empty. And so, the one that feels rock solid at home shrugs it off and finds another friend. But the one that runs on empty spirals, because that group wasn't their only source, was their only source of worth. Same exact event. The home built battery decides the outcome. So let me ask you the real question. When your child thinks of home, what do they feel? Because that feeling is that battery, that charge. And let's make it intentional. This week, let's try to build a simple family creed together. Something like, in this family, we speak with kindness, we listen, we forgive, and no matter what, we belong to each other. Say it. Post it on a fridge. Let it become the air that your children breathe. And that's so important because, again, belonging begins at home. And in the chat, write down one word that you want your child to feel every single time they think of home. Point number 2, connection is a skill that you teach. And here's something we forget. Knowing how to connect with other people is not automatic. It's learned. And Back to where we started this month, you are the model. It's learned by the way you live by. Your child learns friendships by watching how you treat your friends. They learn how to repair relationships by watching how you repair a conflict or how you deal with a conflict instead of running from it. They learn empathy when you name a feeling out loud, their feeling or other people's feeling. Your child is watching you on the phone with friends, and when the friends are grieving, you don't fix it, you don't rush it, you just say, "That sounds so hard, I'm here." And weeks later, without you even realizing, you hear your child say almost these exact words to a sad classmate, someone who is going through something, because they didn't learn that empathy from a class lecture. They learned it from you, from watching you, from that doorway of being the model. And there's that truth behind the quote that I started with today. People will never forget how you made them feel. Your child is learning right now how to make other people feel by how you make people feel in front of them. So teach that on purpose. Ask questions out loud at dinner. How do you think your friend felt when that happened? Because you're building perspective. Not just your child's perspective, but also building empathy so they can see the other person's perspective. How do you think it would be like to be a new kid if your child shares something about a new kid? Because now you're building compassion. Or a question like, who at school might need a friend right now, allows you to build leaders, because you're not just raising a child, you are raising a future friend, a future neighbor, and a future leader. And then the third point of today, confidence is rooted in belonging. Now let's talk about confidence, because we get this one backwards also. We think confidence comes from achievement, from winning a game, from getting the grade, from earning a trophy. And sure, these feel very good, but that kind of confidence is fragile, because the moment the win stops, so does the worth. The deepest confidence doesn't come from achievements. It comes from belonging. From a child who knows all the way down, I am loved no matter what. I have a place. I am enough before I do any single thing. A child who knows they belong don't shrink to fit in. They walk into any room already whole. So here's what I want you to start building. Celebrate effort over outcome. Praise the trying, not just the winning. Try this small switch. Instead of, did you win? Ask your child, what made you proud of yourself today? The first, build a child's worth through the scores. The second, build your child's worth through inside. One of those kids can survive a loss. The other will be crushed as soon as something goes wrong. A child build the belonging connects to other people from fullness, not from emptiness. They don't cling. They don't people please. They don't disappear whenever something happens that they don't like. And they don't try to fit in. They bring a whole self into a friendship. And that is a child who will build real, healthy relationships for life. So swap that "did you win" for what did make you proud today. Now let's put this into work, because I want you to write this and implement this. First, create that family creed. Create that something that your whole family will go by. Write this one line that you want to define your home. In my family, we always blink. And no matter what, we belong to each other. Now, the big one. If your child could walk into the whole world carrying just one belief about themselves, what would that be? Finish this. I want my child to walk into the world believing. My answer is in themselves. Believing that they can conquer. Believing that it's not failure until they stop trying. And for your family, it could be anything that you resonate with. So declare that, write that, speak about it out loud, because you're building belonging at home. You're teaching your child to connect with love. You're raising someone who would walk away in this world as a whole. Say it. My children belong, first with me and then with the entire world. And that's the home that you're building. That's the legacy, and I want you to feel that. Now, here's the challenge this week. Build that family creed. Say it out loud together, at least once. Let your children actually hear those words, that you belong here no matter what. And parents, as your child steps out to build friendships and find their places in the world, give them the skills to do that confidence. What exactly they need is exactly what we provide at Exceed Learning Center. We have a teen and adult public speaking courses. We help your child build their voice first through public speaking, so they can actually walk into any room and feel that they belong. We strengthen their writing. We build their confidence, which is what carries them. And whether they are behind or already ahead, we get them ready for what's next, because there's always room for growth. Always. Now, here's where we're heading next month. Everything we built this month, connection, belonging, the ability to relate, that doesn't stop with our children. It's true for us too. So coming up in August, I'm going to talk about social life. August is all about friendships, community, our friendships, our community, the people who pour into us. We spend July pouring into our children, talking about parenting. Next month, I want to turn the lens into ourselves. Who is in your circle? Who fills your cup? And are you feeling belonging? Do you belong the way that you want your kids to feel belong? You will not want to miss that. Every Monday at 2 p.m. Come, grow with us. Let's grow together. Limitless family, this was an amazing month. I hope you learned a lot, because you're raising the next generation by becoming a new version of yourself. Kinder, more present, more loving, more whole. Don't ever forget the size of this work. Your child belongs, but first with you, and then with the entire world. Send them out full. And if this episode of this month moved you, share it. Tag a parent who needs to hear it, and come back next Monday, because now it's your turn. Stay limitless.